Program facilitator, Bamanamela, Babu President wetu, Ikumkani zeluzela wetu, ministers present here, deputy ministers present, the DGs, DTGs, senior management from government, the municipal managers, councillors, mayors, the business community, the investors. Ladies and gentlemen, good day. Molweni, Sanbona. My name is Ayanda Nochweleka. I know it's difficult to pronounce this. I am from Emampondweni. I'm a Pondo man. I happen to stay here in South Coast. I am from the Wild Coast Business Chamber, which is a chamber that covers the area of Winnie-Madikizela Mandela, Inguza Hill, Port St. John's, which is the two districts, OR Tambo and Alfred Nzo. Today's engagement, it's a continuation of our engagement as business. We are not sitting here for the first time, Mr. President, as business. The Department of Local, the COCTA Department, we have had several engagements. We continue to have engagements in connection with the development of the 4 districts. Indeed, today is a historic moment of our lifetime, especially as people from Pondoland or the Wild Coast. I know back then there was a period when you come to this province, you will hide that you are from Pondoland. This marks the real democracy taking this country forward. Uniting the 2 provinces, especially the South Coast and the Wild Coast, is the history in the making today. We have gone a long way as communities of the 2 provinces. It is correct, we are not going to talk much, Mr. President, because Minister Dlamini Zuma has indicated our cry. I am so happy, Minister, that you have captured our cry as business. The area, Wild Coast, Mr. President, you were here a few weeks ago. The work that is happening in that region, it is our work as business. The collaboration of big business and small business, as you have even mentioned, the work that is being done at Msigaba, that is the work of local business working with established business. The materials that you see that is building those bridges is being championed in that region, is not being imported. It's done from the natural resources by local business. Today's establishment of the new city, indeed to us, it's a record that we have been waited for, hoping that our government will engage. But Mr. President, we are not going to be shy and apologetic about challenges that are facing our region and continue to face our region. Our area has been tainted with a very bad image from work stoppages, delays in development, as if our communities are against the development. But it's unfortunate that on media records is painting a picture, a negative picture about our communities. The stoppage of works, the delays in developments. If you can look at all the court cases that Sanral has got in court today of people opposing the development in Wild Coast, look at who is funding that deal. The delay of Xolobeni mining, our people, especially in Pondoland, have lost lives in the mines in Johannesburg. Who will reject an opportunity of that magnitude coming in, where people will be working from home? It is a dialogue that we believe that our government must start opening, because as the Minister has indicated, there are some people within our country that are very happy to see that area as wild, as underdeveloped as it is, because it is beneficiary to them. The illegal fishing activities that are happening there, the illegal mining of the same resources that we are saying they must be mined officially is continuing. And we are making a special call to say we are ready for the development as business. We want that land developed for the next generation. It is clear, Mr. President, that what is happening there is still the continuation of the previous government. Literally, if you cross Umtamvuna, get to Pondoland, we believe that was a way of distracting the ANC's activities during apartheid to make sure that people in that region remains underdeveloped. A stretch of almost 120 kilometers of seaboard, untouched. But Mr. President, you go in there today, there are people who are owning cottages right on the sea area of that area. Black African people who reside there are pushed away from developing in that space. But today, the biggest business people in Johannesburg, Gauteng, even here in KZN, they go with their 4x4s, they stay in those cottages. You will find our kids chasing those 4x4 for sweets and everything else. The worst thing that you will ever see in your life, especially in the government of today. We are making a special call to the Eastern Cape government as business to investigate why those people are there and how do they got into that space. We were saying, Mr. President, we are giving government 2 years to deal with that. Otherwise, there will be a day where we'll come in, collect those keys of those cottages, bring straight to your offices, because there is no way that our people can be pushed away from the real land, but certain people are benefiting there. You go to areas like Mtamvuna today and Xolobeni, there are houses built next to the rondavels of our poor families. That house gets locked for 12 months because it's a holiday home. But the house, the head of that family becomes the security of that household. We cannot carry on with this type of operation during our lifetime. There are areas, Mr. President, that we want to indicate to you, because that piece of land, or most of the pieces of land that we're talking about, is state land, is communal land. There's very little of private land that is involved there, which means that those pieces of land is owned by the state, is owned by the community. We are appealing for a fast-tracked way of making land available for businesses, because the approach that you follow of community resolutions is the best approach. But it's taking too long, Mr. President. If you want a piece of land, 1 hectare to get, especially in the Eastern Cape, it goes from province to national. We have a queue of people that wants to do business waiting for resolution and leases from the Rural Development Department, knowing very well that the land is in the hands of the kings. We are happy, Mr. President, that we have had that meeting today. We are Africans, we are black people, we believe in traditional leadership. But we are making a special call. Please capacitate our traditional leaders. There is no way that you expect Inkosi Agwamadiba to engage in business dealings. I'm just making an example, where even if you go to the chief's house, You get into the Rondaville, into that kitchen, there's not even an office. How are we going to do business with such structures going forward? This is a very serious call that we are making. Also, Mr. President, we are saying we are in support of this development. We will champion it, we will stand behind it, but we are making an advice. The first step that we are calling for is the issue of consultation, Mr. President. Our people needs to be consulted, needs to be given the vision. Because if you've got the imagination, I've seen the video there, Omama Betu with logs and everything else, that's the nature of our community. Going forward, those ladies that you see there, maybe 80% of them have never been even to Port Shepstone just to see certain types of development. Now we need to invest in capacitating our communities, consult them, make them understand what the development means to you. Because we are from an era where we're fighting, protecting our land against the old system. But the current system now needs to go back and educate our people what it means to have land developed. We are also calling for participation, Mr. President. Our people must participate, must be given an opportunity to participate in these developments. This top-down approach is what makes things fall flat in these regions. Because if the investor is coming, make community to participate, whether in a form of equity or in a form of ownership. This thing of saying we are involved, renting blacks and all that, we have passed that stage now. We really need meaningful engagement and involvement of our communities. Lastly, Mr. President, it is clear that one thing that we want to make sure, we've got investors that we want to take through the road. The R61 road from Port Edward, we are not even asking now, Mr. President. We are saying we went out during elections, we fixed potholes as business. But if you drive through that road, there is no investor that will even have a hope right from Port Edward to Port St. John's. That is a clear issue that, for example, R61 from Market to Port Edward is maintained by Sandral. It's under construction now. You go to R61 today, you can't even navigate your way out. We are saying, please, this is the first point when we are launching the smart city to take care of. Thank you very much. We are behind you. We'll soldier on with you. Thank you.